Welcome to day 2 of how to invite Mother Earth to our studios. And today I'd like to share a practice with you of connecting with trees. And I would like to share more from my story. As I told you in the first video, that if, by the way, you didn't watch it, please go and watch it first, because it leads to this part. And as I shared in the first video, I tend to get sick when I'm losing connection. And I feel like we are all now, in a way, losing connection because of the overwhelm of what is happening. And so I was talking to this health coach, my friend, and I thought she's going to give me supplements and dietary and a diet. But she said, no, Michal, I have a great tip for you, and I want to share this tip with you because that's a great way to receive healing from Mother Earth. So she told me she learned it from indigenous people, that they woke up in the morning before sunrise. Okay, you don't have to wake up before sunrise, but in the morning, first thing in the morning, just go outside, acknowledge the sun, say hi, touch the earth, and talk to her like she was your mother, she said to me, and tell her all your troubles. And you can even do it, telepathically, and give it all to her and consult with her, and also give something back, something small, even a little stone or a flower or something. And I started doing it every day, and it made a huge change in my life. And also I brought it to the canvas because it inspired me so much. Actually, she told me, in return from my help, I would like to ask you to paint a painting for me from your experience with Mother Earth and the trees. I was staring at the trees a lot for a long time, and I started seeing faces. So I created tree spirits and tree people painting for her. I have adopted this for my art students, and here's the practice with the trees. So going to a tree, and you can find trees everywhere. Even if you don't live in nature, you're in the city, there is a tree everywhere, outside of almost every window. And if you can't go outside, you can take a look at a photograph of a tree. And maybe I will share a link with you to some photographs of amazing trees, and you can just first of all, come to the tree. We're not taking the trees for granted. And I usually like to touch the tree and tell them how beautiful they are and how I adore them. And I come to paint the tree or draw the tree, but I'm not jumping on the tree. It's like lovemaking in a way. You first want to say hi and get to know your tree, and observing and touching and even talking to the tree and asking questions. And you can even do it in your mind. And sometimes I receive an answer. Sometimes you will receive an answer. But and also then sit if you can, or just in a way, I like to ask permission and not to take the tree for granted. And say, wow, thank you. I'd like to sit here. Can I? And can I draw you? I would love to draw you. And it's a very easy way to draw trees, is to take a piece of paper, a piece of chalk, or a piece of, how do you say? Oh, charcoal. Take a piece of charcoal. On the width of the charcoal, you're not drawing the outlines of the tree. You are drawing the whole mass of the tree. And then you go into the branches on the using the width, but the side of the. Oh, well, I get so carried away. I didn't mean to start talking about techniques and drawings. The main thing is really to connect with the tree first, and to feel the healing of nature, and to just be with the tree. And then take this feeling home to your studio, and even just a little paper or a little canvas, and just see what wants to come from this connection. It doesn't have to be painting a tree or anything. It's just bringing the inspiration, because I feel like I know that the inspiration is the most important thing for an artist. And connecting to something bigger than us is a magical way to start a painting. And I feel like strongly, because I have such a deep longing to connect more with nature, that I know that we as humans, we had the ability to, I'm sure we had the ability to communicate with animals and with plants and with trees. And I just read this story of the shaman Malidome Some from Africa. And he was talking about initiation that he went through in his tribe. And he was supposed to sit in front of a tree. He was supposed to sit with all the children. Each one of them picked a tree, and they were supposed to communicate with the tree and feel the spirit of the tree. And he was sitting there from morning till night, and he was sweating in the hot sun. He was frustrated, and he couldn't understand. And all the other children, after a few hours, they were done with it. And all the elders told him, well, you were educated by the white man, so you don't have it. So you'll have to sit tomorrow again. So when he was sitting for hours again, he was like pulling his hair, and he couldn't understand how to do this because he didn't hear anything from the tree, until he was just so frustrated that he was letting go. And suddenly he saw this green, beautiful woman, the spirit of the tree, and she came and she held him, and she was so loving. And he felt how nature has so much love for us if we only knew that. And I was in tears when I read that, because I want to feel it too. And so, if the shaman took so many days and so many hours to communicate with a tree, don't worry if you don't hear anything, but something does come through. And how do I know it? Because it shows through the paintings. It really influences and imprints our mind and our psyche in a way, just being in nature and communicate with trees. So I'd like to encourage you today or tomorrow to talk with a tree and see what will happen. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will try this medicine of Mother Earth and find out how healing it is. And I'll see you in the next video.